Nobody saw this coming. Not the fans, not the cast, not even the insiders who claim they know everything. Because what just exploded behind the scenes of reality TV's most chaotic circle isn't just drama, it's a full-blown nuclear meltdown. At exactly 2:17 a.m., a now-deleted post sent shockwaves across the internet. One blurry photo, one cryptic caption, and one name that immediately set the timeline on fire: Karlie REDD. The image: a suspicious silhouette, a rounded stomach, and a caption that read, "50 never looked like this before." Within minutes, hashtags were spiraling out of control. Pregnancy rumors, secret relationships, hidden scandals. But just when fans thought they were piecing it together, boom, Rasheeda stepped in and dropped something so explosive, so vicious, it changed everything. Because this isn't just about a pregnancy. This is about a violent, behind closed doors confrontation that insiders are calling completely out of control. We are talking screaming, accusations, things getting physical, and alleged footage that producers are desperately trying to keep buried. And Rasheeda, she didn't hold back. Not even a little. According to leaked voice notes circulating in private group chats, she claims Karlie's situation is way deeper, way messier, and way more dangerous than anyone realizes. Dangerous? What could possibly be that bad? And why are multiple cast members suddenly going silent? Because right now, the truth is slipping out in pieces, and every single piece is more shocking than the last. And trust me, this is only the beginning. The moment that post hit, everything spiraled out of control. Within minutes, fan pages were screenshotting, zooming, enhancing, breaking down every pixel of that image like it was evidence in a courtroom. Was that really a baby bump? Was it just a bad angle? Or was Karlie REDD really out here about to drop the most unexpected pregnancy in reality TV history, at 50? But before anyone could even settle on an answer, the real chaos exploded from a direction nobody expected. Rasheeda. She didn't ease into it. She didn't hint. She didn't play it safe. She went straight for the jugular. At 3:06 a.m., she jumped into a private live session that only a handful of fans managed to record before it mysteriously vanished. And what she said? It wasn't just messy, it was nuclear. She better stop playing with people before the truth really comes out, Rasheeda snapped, her voice shaking with anger. That ain't no blessing. That's a situation she created. A situation. Fans immediately froze. What did she mean by that? But Rasheeda didn't stop there. Oh no. She leaned in closer to the camera, her tone dropping into something colder, darker. And if she keeps lying, I'm posting everything. Messages, recordings. All of it. That's when the internet lost its mind. Because suddenly, this wasn't just a rumor anymore. This wasn't gossip. This was war. Within seconds, clips of Rasheeda's live flooded Twitter. TikTok edits went viral in under an hour. People were dissecting her words, her expressions, even the background noises in the video. And that's when someone caught it. A faint voice. A man's voice. Unidentified, but clearly saying, she wasn't supposed to say anything yet. Yet, that single word sent shockwaves through the entire situation. Because now it felt coordinated. Planned. Hidden. And Karlie. She finally broke her silence, but not in the way anyone expected. Instead of denying the rumors, she posted a video. No caption. No explanation. Just a 15-second clip of her sitting in a dimly lit room, staring directly into the camera, rubbing her stomach slowly, almost deliberately. And then she smiled. Not a happy smile. A knowing smile. The kind that makes your stomach drop. And just before the video cut off, she whispered something so quiet, people had to replay it over and over again to catch it. You don't even know who the father is. That was it. Total chaos. Because now, the question wasn't just, is she pregnant? It was, who is the father, and why does it feel like a secret someone is trying desperately to hide? That's when the leak started. First came the screenshots. A burner account dropped what looked like private DMS between Karlie and an unknown contact saved only as M. The messages were explosive, late-night conversations, cryptic references to keeping things quiet, and one line that stood out above everything else: "You promised you'd handle Rasheeda." Handle her? What does that even mean? Fans immediately began connecting dots that may, or may not, have been there. Some believed M could be someone close to Rasheeda. Others thought it pointed to a completely different man, someone already in a relationship, someone powerful enough to keep things buried. But then came the voice recording. And that's when everything changed. The audio was grainy, distorted, but clear enough to send chills down anyone's spine. A woman, believed to be Karlie, could be heard arguing with another female voice that many are convinced belongs to Rasheeda. The tension. Unreal. "You crossed a line," Rasheeda's voice allegedly snapped. "I did what I had to do," the other voice fired back. "You don't steal something like that and expect me to stay quiet." Steal? Steal what? The clip cut off abruptly, but the damage was already done. Because now, the narrative was shifting into something darker. This wasn't just about a baby. This was about betrayal. And then, the unthinkable happened. A second leak dropped, and this one was visual. Blurry footage, clearly recorded on a phone, showing what appears to be a heated confrontation inside a private room. Two women. Raised voices. Aggressive movements. At one point, one of them lunges forward, and the camera jerks violently as someone screams, "Stop." The internet exploded. Was that Karlie and Rasheeda? Was that the physical incident insiders had been whispering about? Suddenly, blogs started reporting that production had been shut down temporarily after an unexpected altercation. No names were confirmed, but the timing. Too perfect. And then came the eyewitness account. A crew member, speaking anonymously, claimed the situation got way out of hand. There was yelling, things being thrown, security had to step in, they said. It wasn't just words. It got physical. And it was over something very personal. Very personal. Fans didn't need more clues. They already thought they knew. But just when it felt like things couldn't get any more explosive, Rasheeda came back. And this time, she didn't just threaten to expose the truth. She dropped a hint so specific, so targeted, it sent everyone into a frenzy. "All I'm gonna say is this," she wrote in a now viral tweet. "Check the timelines. Check the dates. And ask yourself why certain people were real quiet 9 months ago." 9 months. That one detail flipped everything upside down. Because now, people weren't just speculating anymore, they were investigating. Old photos resurfaced. Videos were reanalyzed. Fans started pointing out moments where Karlie and a certain unnamed individual were seen together, looking a little too close, a little too comfortable. And then, just as theories were reaching their peak, Karlie posted again. This time, it wasn't a video. It was a screenshot. A single message. From an unsaved number. 3 words that hit like a bomb: "Get rid of it." No context. No explanation. Just that. And within seconds, the post was deleted. But it was too late. Because now, the story had taken a terrifying turn. Who sent that message? Was it about the baby? Was someone trying to silence her? Or worse, was this never meant to come out at all? And just when fans thought they were starting to understand the truth, a new name entered the conversation. A name nobody expected. And the moment it dropped, everything changed. The moment that name hit the timeline, everything stopped. Not slowed down, stopped. Because nobody, and I mean nobody, expected him to be connected to this. The blogs didn't even want to say it at first. They tiptoed around it. Used vague captions. Dropped hints. But once one major T page finally posted it, there was no going back. The name? Kirk. Yes. That Kirk. And just like that, the entire situation detonated on a whole new level. Because now this wasn't just about Karlie. This wasn't just about Rasheeda. This was about a marriage. A history. A long trail of past scandals that fans thought were already messy enough. But this was different. Because if the timeline Rasheeda hinted at was real, if the dates actually lined up, then this wasn't just betrayal. This was calculated. Within minutes, old clips of Kirk and Karlie started resurfacing. Moments fans once ignored suddenly looked suspicious. Lingering glances. Private jokes. That one party where they disappeared at the same time. People were stitching videos together like detectives building a case. And then someone found it. A clip from nearly a year ago, buried deep, barely viewed at the time. In it, Karlie is seen laughing, leaning into Kirk, whispering something into his ear. At first glance, it looked harmless. But now it looked like evidence. And Rasheeda saw it too. Because at 11:42 a.m., she broke her silence again, and this time, there was no ambiguity. No more hints, she posted. No more coded messages. You played in my face long enough. The internet held its breath. And then she dropped the line that sent shockwaves through every corner of social media. You really thought I wouldn't find out whose baby that is? That was it. No names. No tags. But it didn't matter. Because everyone already knew who she was talking about. Kirk didn't respond immediately. In fact, for hours, his accounts went completely silent. Comments flooded in, thousands of them. Fans demanding answers. Some defending him. Others already calling him guilty. And then he posted a black screen. White text. This isn't what it looks like. That's all he said. And somehow, that made it worse. Because if it's not what it looks like, then what is it? But before anyone could even process that, another leak dropped, and this one hit harder than anything before it. A full conversation. Not screenshots. Not blurry clips. An actual transcript, allegedly pulled from a private messaging app, between Karlie and someone saved as K. And the tone. Intimate. Tense. Complicated. I told you this would blow up, one message read. You said you had it handled, the other replied. I do, but Rasheeda's starting to ask questions. That line alone was enough to set everything on fire. But it didn't stop there. Further down in the conversation, things got even darker. You can't keep avoiding this, one message said. I'm not avoiding it. I just need time. Time for what? It's already happening. And then, the line that made everyone freeze, you said you didn't want any more kids. Silence. Online. Everywhere. Just silence. Because if this conversation is real, then the implications are explosive. Fans immediately split into sides. Some refused to believe it. Others said it confirmed everything Rasheeda had been hinting at. And then came the reactions from other cast members, and that's when things turned into pure chaos. One by one, subtle posts started appearing. A cryptic tweet from a longtime friend. Some secrets don't stay buried forever. An Instagram story from another cast member, showing a broken heart emoji, followed by a baby bottle. Even people who weren't directly involved started weighing in. And then, out of nowhere, one reaction stood above all the rest. Because it came from someone who had nothing to gain, and everything to lose. Scrappy. He went live. No warning. No build-up. And what he said? It poured gasoline on an already raging fire. I knew something was off, he said, shaking his head. Y'all think this just started. Nah, this been going on. Way longer than people wanna admit. The comments exploded. Say names. Who you talking about? Is it Kirk? Scrappy paused, looked straight into the camera, and smirked. If the shoe fit, he didn't finish the sentence. He didn't have to. Because now, the narrative was spiraling completely out of control. And just when it felt like things couldn't get any more intense, Karlie snapped. She went live, and this wasn't the calm, controlled Karlie people were used to. This was different. Her voice was shaking. Her eyes red. Her tone defensive, but also furious. Y'all really gonna sit here and let her lie on me like this, she shouted. Like I ain't got receipts too. Receipts? The comments went wild. What receipts? Drop them. Expose everything. And for a moment, it looked like she might. She reached off camera, grabbed her phone, scrolled. And then suddenly, her entire demeanor changed. She froze. Stared at the screen. And whispered something that sent chills through everyone watching. They are calling me, who is they? Before anyone could even react. The live ended. Just cut off. No explanation. No goodbye. Gone? And within minutes, a new rumor started spreading, fast. Karlie had allegedly received a legal warning. Some say a cease and desist. Others claim it was something much more serious. Because suddenly, posts were disappearing. Accounts were going private. Even some of the biggest blogs started deleting content. It was like someone was trying to clean this up, in real time. But here's the problem. The internet already saw everything. And once it's out, it's out. But the biggest twist. It didn't come from Karlie. Or Rasheeda. Or Kirk. It came from someone nobody had been paying attention to. Someone quiet. Someone watching. Someone who just dropped a single post, with a single sentence. That changed everything. This baby isn't the only secret. And just like that, the entire story took a turn no one was ready for. That one sentence didn't just shake the story, it shattered it. This baby isn't the only secret. No name. No explanation. Just a post from an account most people had overlooked, until now. Within minutes, people started digging. Who posted it? Why now? And more importantly, what else could possibly be hiding behind all this chaos? Then someone connected the dots. The account belonged to a former production assistant. Someone who had been around during filming. Someone who had seen things, heard things, recorded things. And just like that, the narrative flipped again. Because if there were more secrets, that meant everything we thought we knew was just the surface. At exactly 6:18 p.m., that same account went live. No filters. No edits. Just a dim room and a voice that sounded nervous, but determined. I wasn't gonna say anything, the person began. But you'll keep dragging this like it's just about a pregnancy. It's not. The comments exploded instantly. What do you know? Say it. Expose them. And then, they did. There was a deal. A deal. With who? Someone typed. With production. Everything froze. They knew something was going on months ago, the voice continued. They told certain people to keep quiet, to let it play out, for the cameras. For the cameras. Now the outrage hit a whole new level. Because if this was true, then this wasn't just messy reality TV drama. This was manipulation. Calculated. Planned. Controlled chaos. They wanted the reveal to happen on screen, the voice said. But it got out early. That's why everyone's scrambling right now. Scrambling. That explained the deleted posts. The sudden silence. The legal threats. But it didn't explain the biggest question of all. What exactly were they trying to hide? And that's when the voice dropped the real bomb. There's more than one man involved. Silence. Pure, stunned silence. Because now, everything changed again. Multiple men. Was that even possible? The comments went insane. Who? Say their names. Don't stop now. The voice hesitated, like they were deciding whether to cross a line they couldn't come back from. And then, I heard two names. Kirk, and someone else y'all would never expect. The chat exploded so fast it crashed the live for a second. When it came back, the tension was unbearable. Who's the second one? People demanded. The voice leaned closer, lowered to a whisper. Ibrahim. That name hit like a shockwave. Because Ibrahim wasn't part of the main drama. He wasn't in the headlines. He wasn't even someone fans had been watching closely. But insiders. They knew. He'd been around. Quiet. Connected. Always in the background, never in the spotlight. Until now. And just like that, the story turned into something far more complicated, far more dangerous. Because if two men were involved, then this wasn't just betrayal. This was a web. A tangled, messy web of secrets, lies, and connections nobody had fully understood, until now. But the voice wasn't done. There was an argument the night everything went left, they said. That physical situation everyone's talking about. It didn't start the way people think. What do you mean? It wasn't just Rasheeda and Karlie. Wait, what? There was a third person in that room. A third person. Suddenly, the blurry footage everyone had been analyzing took on a whole new meaning. Had someone else been there the entire time? Hidden just out of frame. They were yelling about timelines, about who knew first, about who was supposed to say what on camera, the voice continued. And then it got heated. Real heated. The comments flooded in again. Did someone get hurt? Was it Kirk? Was it Ibrahim? The voice paused, then said something that sent chills through everyone watching. I heard something break, and then someone scream, "You set me up." Set up. Now the story wasn't just messy. It was explosive. Because if someone was set up, then this whole situation might not be what it looks like at all. And just when it felt like the truth was finally about to come out. The live cut. Not ended. Cut. Gone mid-sentence. No goodbye. No explanation. Just darkness. Within seconds, the account disappeared completely. Deleted. Wiped. Like it was never there. And that's when the panic set in. Because now people weren't just curious. They were suspicious. Why delete everything? Why silence that voice? And who had the power to make it happen that fast? Meanwhile, Rasheeda posted again. One line. Cold. Final. I tried to keep this off the internet. That was it. No more hints. No more threats. Just that. And strangely, It didn't feel like a warning anymore. It felt like a closing statement. Like she knew something the rest of us didn't. Karlie? Still silent. No posts. No lives. Nothing. Just rumors. Some say she's lawyered up. Others claim she's preparing to drop everything at once, every message, every recording, every secret. And Kirk? Gone quiet again. Comments turned off. Posts limited. Like he's waiting. Waiting for what? Nobody knows. But here's what we do know, nothing about this situation is simple. Not the pregnancy. Not the relationships. Not the so-called truth we've been fed. Because behind every leak, every post, every emotional breakdown, there's something deeper. Something hidden. Something that still hasn't fully come out. And if even half of what we've heard is real, then what's still being kept secret? That's the part nobody's ready for. Because the moment it drops, it won't just break the internet. It'll destroy everything. And if you think this story is over, you haven't been paying attention. Because right now, somewhere behind closed doors, the next bombshell is already loading. If your heart is still racing right now, you're not alone, because what we just uncovered, that wasn't just drama, that was only the surface of something way deeper, way darker, and way more explosive than anyone is ready for. And here's the truth they don't want you to realize. This story is still unfolding. New leaks are dropping by the hour. Posts are disappearing. People are going silent. And somewhere behind the scenes, decisions are being made that could flip this entire situation upside down again without warning. The next piece of evidence, the next voice recording, the next name that gets exposed, it could hit at any moment. And if you blink, you might miss the one detail that changes everything. So if you've made it this far, don't just sit back and watch this unfold from the sidelines. Hit that like button right now so this story keeps getting pushed into the spotlight. Drop your thoughts in the comments, because the theories, the timelines,